According to Fabrizio Romano, Ajax want 45 to 50 million euros for Lisandro Martinez. It is true Arsenal are absolutely interested. They approached Ajax with a proposal for around 30 million euros. But it is not enough. Lisandro is at the top of the list for centre-backs at Arsenal Football Club. Fabrizio Romano reporting from the Golazo podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to the channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon as we discuss more Arsenal updates, more Arsenal transfer news, and we try to look at whatever is happening around the club in terms of incomings and also in and also outgoings as well. Fabian Ruiz is back in the news. Tielemans, huge update from Rudy Galletti. We'll talk about Freddie Paxton. We'll talk about Jorge Mendes working closely with Edu, and also Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Albert Lokonga are all names you will hear in this update from me. Hit the like button for me. Let's get this video to 500 likes. Subscribe to the podcast because we're very close to 46,000 subscribers, which is an amazing job you guys have done on the channel and on the podcast as well. So make sure you do those beautiful things. Let's get to the content. Let's start off with an update from Fabrizio Romano around Lisandro Martinez. He's just confirmed that Ajax have come out and confirmed the amount of money they want in Lisandro Martinez. Now, initially it was reported that Ajax are not interested in selling the player. They had actually not set an asking price. They had not set the price for the player because they thought keeping him was the best option. Of course, they're already losing Anthony this summer. Could go to Manchester United. They're losing Sebastian Hola. I don't know how you pronounce that name, either Hela or Hala. I don't care. To Borussia Dortmund. And you could see a couple of other outgoings. Move on from the likes of Ryan Gravenberch going to Bayern Munich. So with all such outgoings, they would love to keep some players in the squad. Lisandro Martinez and Julian Timber have been priorities. However, Arsenal are pushing. Manchester United are also inquiring about the availability of the player on the market. And Ajax have just confirmed the price. They want 45 to 50 million euros if they're going to sell the Argentina 24-year-old centre-back. Now, Arsenal do have him as a priority. Is a player who can play for us as a centre-back and also as a left back. Now, someone asked me on the podcast, I think it was yesterday, that why would we sign another centre back? The reason is Lisandro Martinez doubles as a left back and also as a centre back. So he would be a backup to Kieran Tierney, but then he will also be a backup to Gabriel Magalhaes, and that is why he is massively wanted at Arsenal Football Club, alongside other names in Alexander Zinchenko and Aaron Hickey. Arsenal think Lisandro Martinez would be the best buy this summer. Now, more reports also confirming that Arsenal are working closely with super agent Jorge Mendes in a couple of deals this summer. Now, if you do not know Jorge Mendes, RIP to the best agent, I think, Mino Raiola in the land. But apart from Mino Raiola, you would argue that, apart from his controversy, you would argue that Jorge Mendes is the second best agent when it comes to football transfers. Of course, you have the likes of Pinza Javi as well, but you have Jorge Mendes almost at the top right now. So he's one of those agents that you really trust when it comes to South American deals and also Portuguese players, likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and a couple of others. So Arsenal working very, very close with him. Of course, it was confirmed that he will be taking 3.5 million euros from the signing of Fabio Vieira. That is already confirmed. He helped us massively in getting Fabio Vieira to the Emirates Stadium. Announcement coming in very, very soon. And now it is also confirmed that he's working closely with Arsenal in helping us get Raphinha, Tielemans, and Lisandro Martinez. Now, apart from Tielemans, who comes in from Belgium, Raphinha comes in from Brazil, and we know Jorge Mendes and his agency are experts when it comes to players from South America. Lisandro Martinez comes in from Argentina, again, South America, and Fabio Vieira comes in from Portugal. And like I said, the Portuguese market, no one understands that better than Jorge Mendes. So there is a confirmation. There are confirmations that at the moment, Jorge Mendes is working very closely with Edu Gaspar and the Arsenal transfer, Arsenal transfer board to make sure that all these deals get over the line. Now, in terms of a midfielder, before we get into Raphinha, in terms of a midfielder, it has been confirmed first and foremost that Newcastle and Arsenal are still very much interested in signing in Fabian Ruiz. Napoli have already set their mind up. They have already made their mind up. They will be selling the player for around 25, I think 25, 30 million euros, depending on what offers will be available and the level of competition for the player. Newcastle are interested. Arsenal interested since long time ago. But the latest now around this story is that Newcastle have made a bid for around 20 million to sign Fabian Ruiz. The player's already told Napoli he will be leaving the club. He'll be moving on. Arsenal have been interested because they're looking for a central midfielder, but it doesn't look like Fabian Ruiz has always been our priority. The priority in that case has been always Yuri Tielemans, and Rudy Galletti has also given us a very, very super update when it comes to Yuri Tielemans. He said, look, Arsenal are still holding positive talks when it comes to Yuri Tielemans. They're holding positive talks with them and Leicester City. Look, this trashes away and this washes away all the stories that have been flying around, including a report recently produced by Charles Watts and Goal.com that Arsenal's interest in Yuri Tielemans has cooled down. So Rudy Galletti, I mean, it depends on which kind of source you want to believe and which kind of source you want to take. But at the moment, it looks like the better part of the story is that is that Rudy Galletti confirming now talks are ongoing positively. It's not transfer interest cooling. It is talks ongoing very, very positively. I mean, I'll be very, very interested to see where that one ends. I will be very interested to see how that one wraps up. But in my opinion, I think, like I reported in the morning, Tielemans is going to be a late signing for Arsenal, but he will 100% happen. He's already told Leicester City that he's not going to stay with them. Actually, word coming from the camp is that even if he doesn't move this summer, he will be moving on a free in the coming summer. He's not going to extend his contract at Leicester City. That is confirmed. Now, Arsenal's transfer delay and transfer, I think sluggishness could be coming to an end finally. Freddie Paxton has just confirmed that one of the priorities for Mikel Arteta this season is to get transfer business done as early as possible. Mikel is looking to to accomplish his signings before the beginning of the season. He has already told Edu and he's already told the transfer, marketing board or transfer board that these are my priorities and these are the signings I want this summer, and I want them before the season begins. Now, Freddie Paxton says Arsenal have learned a lesson, or have actually learned a lesson from what happened during the beginning of last season, where Arsenal, a couple of Arsenal players were affected by COVID-19. Aaron Ramsdale had not yet been signed by the club, and a couple of other signings had not actually been made available. So this season, beginning the 5th of August, Mikel Arteta wants all his signings to be in place. He wants all his players to be around. I mean, look, we've always talked about it, and Freddie Paxton also continued to say that Edu and Arsenal are now working on a couple of signings within a very, very short time frame, and they're also trying to finish all deals as soon as possible. He says all signings will not be done at the same time. Some signings will take some time, and sometimes some signings will actually be slower, or others will be quicker than others. But what he can confirm is that 10 days into the window, Marquinhos, Fabio Vieira, and Gabriel Jesus, all those deals are only pending announcement and, of course, regulatory processes. Apart from that, those signings have been done by Arsenal, and Edu is trying to complete Raphinha, Yuri Tielemans, and a couple of other signings that Mikel Arteta has listed as his priorities this summer. So when you think about it, when we talk about at the moment, early transfers, I think we are leading the market. We brought in Fabio Vieira, brought in Marquinhos. We've also, finalized the deal for Gabriel Jesus. I don't think there is another club that has done meaningful business apart from, I think Haaland and Darwin Núñez. But other clubs are actually being very, very slow. So Mikel has told them he wants the deals to be done early and he wants them to be done before the beginning of the season. Moving on to the others, the Athletic. I've been talking about Raphinha and Nicolas Pepe, and they have said, according to the Athletic, Arsenal's interest in Raphinha really 100% depends on Nicolas Pepe. However, they confirm that Nicolas Pepe is leaving Arsenal this summer, and that could come in as early as possible. Now, look, the Athletic have written and said Nicolas Pepe's exit might be early this summer, and Raphinha would come in as a replacement for Nicolas Pepe. Kind of just confirming that Pepe is leaving. I think that's the biggest story, around there as well. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is also back on the radar for Arsenal. We've discussed him before. I think before the beginning of the transfer window in January, in December as well. He's back on the radar, but reports are suggesting that Arsenal would love to sign Dominic Calvert-Lewin not as a marquee signing, but as a backup striker. In the morning, I reported that Arsenal are interested in a new striker. They talked about Ivan Toney. They've talked about Dominic Calvert-Lewin as well now. So it looks like either Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Ivan Toney could be coming in as a backup. Look, nothing has been agreed. Nothing has been initiated for all these deals. But Arsenal could have another striker on top of Gabriel Jesus if all goes well. Albert Sambi Lokonga's future has also now been actually not really highlighted, but it has been made clear what is going to happen with Albert Sambi Lokonga. There's been a lot of speculation with what's going to happen with the young Belgian. Is he going to go out on loan? Is he going to stay with Arsenal? Is he going to be sold this summer? I mean, a couple of Arsenal fans are really, should I say, disappointed in Albert Sambi Lokonga. They feel they have not got the best out of him. Now, this is what is happening. According to sources, Albert Sambi Lokonga will not leave Arsenal this summer. He will stay at the club and is going to be, continue developing and being a backup to Thomas Partey. The central midfield incomings and attacking midfield incomings of Fabio Vieira and potentially Jorge Tielemans will not actually deter, the ambition and plans of Mikel Arteta for Albert Sambi Lokonga. So that is confirmed as well. Albert Sambi Lokonga stays while more reports continue to fly around that he might go out on loan. He will be staying at Arsenal Football Club. So that is it from me this afternoon. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is back on the radar. Albert Sambi Lokonga stays at Arsenal. Fabian Ruiz is wanted, still interested in, still much interest from Arsenal. But of course, the priority is Jorge Tielemans, and it has been confirmed by Rudy Galetti that the player will be moving to Arsenal. Talks to ongoing between the two clubs positively. So at the moment, Lisandro Martinez deal has also been confirmed as well. We've talked about that. Fabrizio Romano says Arsenal interested. 45 to 50 million euros is what Ajax will be asking for. Hit the like button for me, subscribe to the podcast, and I'll speak to you in the next one.